14-year-old girl stabbed to death. The teenager who killed her, now convicted of murder. The scene in a Fort Worth courtroom was so tense, extra security was brought in. Good evening, I'm Clarice Tinsley. That teenager attacker says she never meant to kill her friend when an argument escalated. Tomorrow, she faces sentencing in a Tarrant County juvenile court. The victim, 14-year-old Nyla Lightfoot, was killed with a kitchen knife during an apparent argument over a sleepover. First, on Fox 4 News at 10, Richard Ray in Fort Worth with the tension between the two families after that verdict was read.
Clarice, there was a very tense scene here after the verdict was read as both families left. We're going to have more on that in a moment, but as you said, the young lady was convicted on a murder charge, although it is called delinquent conduct in juvenile court. The two-day trial ended with the jury deliberating a little over an hour.
You find evidence beyond a reasonable doubt that engaged in delinquent conduct on or about the 29th day of May 2018 in the county of Tarrant, the state of Texas, by committing the offense of murder as hereinbefore defined. The answer is we do.
14-year-old Nyla Lightfoot was stabbed to death last May at the attacker's apartment in Fort Worth, where they were neighbors. The day started with a pool party and dancing with other girls and ended with a sleepover at Lightfoot's apartment. The attacker testified she left the sleepover because there wasn't enough room for her, and her leaving sparked an argument. About 3 in the morning, Lightfoot went to the attacker's apartment. Prosecutors told the jury that Lightfoot's friend, who was 13 at the time, and who we are not identifying because she's a juvenile, went to the kitchen, got a knife, and stabbed Lightfoot in the neck. On the witness stand, the young attacker said, "I didn't mean to kill her. She ran up on me. It was the worst mistake of my life." But the state presented evidence of profanity-laced text messages exchanged between the two before the stabbing, in which the young attacker threatened to kill Lightfoot. A woman who identified herself as an aunt of the now 14-year-old girl convicted of the murder did speak briefly after the verdict. Again, we're not showing her to protect the 14-year-old's identity.
She's a juvenile, and I don't think it was fair the way they, certain stuff they used against her. I just don't feel like it was a fair trial.
Bishop Mark Kirtland said that Lightfoot's loved ones are waiting until after the sentencing to comment.
Both families are devastated. It affects our whole village, so that's where we are today.
Once court adjourned, the victim's family and the attacker's family were escorted separately from the courtroom. A dozen uniformed officers made sure they remained apart. A law enforcement source tells us there was an incident Wednesday in which a gun was displayed in a threatening manner in the parking lot, and that police were called because of tension between the victims and the killer's family. The sentencing phase begins tomorrow morning at 8:30, and there's a wide range of sentences that could be handed down, anywhere from probation to 40 years in custody. And Clarice, that includes the possibility, at least, that the teenager could be put from the juvenile detention center into an adult prison sometime before her 19th birthday.